Are you there?
Yep. I'm here.
You just froze forever.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day, buddy.
Mother's Day.
But not happy Mother's Day to you guys because we didn't record. We didn't have a recording come out then because, well, you know,
Bree had family
life-
visiting.
life happens. Yeah, I had family visiting, and it's just I was hanging out with them. I was having a good time, so
She was having a great time.
Yeah.
Stop making her apologize, everyone.
Get off my back, man. God.
Actually, this is kind of my fault though, because we were supposed to record 3 episodes.
That's right. Yeah, we did not record
like
3
a couple
episodes.
weeks ago. We got 2 of them done, and then when we were in the middle of recording the 3rd one, which it was like, luckily it didn't waste a whole lot of our time, that my power went out because some idiot, I'm so mad at this guy, some idiot decided to run his car into a power line, and it was in like the whole west side of where I live the power was out for like hours. And so then I was like, Brie, we'll record another time, blah, blah, blah. And then we just never did because,
Is he okay?
Yeah. I don't know if he was arrested or not, because I don't know if he was like a DUI, but he wasn't on the jail list.
Oh, okay.
When I was working, because so he either was arrested and bailed, or and like he'll be arraigned later, or it was just like some weird medical thing or something. But I was so mad at him like all night. I was ticked, irrationally mad at this man. I was like, how rude could he possibly be?
Right?
Like,
how dare you inconvenience my air conditioning in my podcast?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, what if I had to work? Like, I was so mad for no reason. What if Rick was 3D printing something? Hello?
Right? Wow, that
so
sounds
rude.
Even worse. Amy, that sounds even worse. Just stop. Whenever I lived in a camper, and I was still in Florida, and I was living the single life in my little camper, and it was winter, and someone ran into a power pole not far from us, and it knocked all the power out. And again, I lived in a camper which had no insulation or anything, so it was cold as shit all night, and all I could just think of, that damn son of a, I cannot believe that idiot just ran into the power pole. Like, how rude. Like, I cannot believe this person. Like, how many people are going without heat right now? I'm probably gonna die. Like, really, there are worse things. Like,
Kim, there's people dying.
Yeah. That's good. I have seen that.
Oh my gosh. Good. So anyways, we're back and things have calmed down.
Yeah.
Thankfully. So expect to hear more of us. Okay. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
I've had time to think about it. If your husband was a dog, what breed would he be?
Oh, fudge. But I already said my answer, and I felt confident in my answer. I really do think a German Shepherd.
German Shepherd?
Yeah, because it's funny, when you asked me that, a couple days later, we went to that air show, and it was on the beach, and like, I didn't realize it was a dog beach. It was so cool. We got to see dogs all day, and I cannot wait to bring our dogs there. But they were just like, I was just thinking that day about that dog question, and I was like, I feel good about my answer. What about Rick? What would Rick be?
That's a good answer. German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I forgot what we said. Oh, we said a pug because of his breathing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, poor Rick. And then I said that if I had to pick one for you, it would be a cat, not a dog.
Yes. Yes. I don't remember what I said for you. Oh, I said King Charles, I think, for you.
Yeah. Or you said that or a golden retriever.
Or a golden retriever because of your loyalty and your personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Nice.
Okay. What's your neighborhood story?
It says, I have a few from the same neighbor who I will call Linda. Linda would often have men she locked outside the apartment building screaming her name. But the best story regards a boyfriend who Linda had insisted my roommate and I call the Captain. About a week after meeting him, we came home to a wedding announcement for Linda and the Captain. Yes, his name was the Captain on the announcement. Exactly 1 week later, still, the Captain was arrested outside our apartment building for public intoxication at 2 a.m. while screaming, "I've made a huge mistake. You, Linda. A huge mistake. I'm ruined."
What did Linda do? Okay, are you ready? Okay. You know the actor that played in The Diary of a Wimpy Kid? He also played in Riverdale. Ryan Grantham. He was 21 years old on March 31st, 2020. That day, his mother was playing the piano when Ryan walked up behind her and shot his mother in the back of the head.
Oh my God.
He created a video on his GoPro confessing to the murder and even showed her body in the video.
Oh my God.
After drinking beer and smoking marijuana for hours after the murder, he packed his car with 3 guns, ammunition, and 12 Molotov cocktails that he made, which I don't remember what those are. I looked it up when I made the story or wrote the story, but I forgot. Camping supplies and directions to Mr. Trudeau's Rideau's cottage residence, who is Canada's prime minister. Then he drove about 200 kilometers east to the town of Hope before turning around and driving to a Vancouver police station. He walked into the station, walked up to an officer and said, "I killed my mother." Ryan was experiencing urges to commit violence and to kill himself. He stated that he killed his mother to spare her from the witnessing what he was planning on doing, which was killing the prime minister and himself. During his trial, he expressed his guilt and his self-hatred for what he did. During the time, his mom actually was battling cancer, and his sister told the court she fears his release from prison. He was sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole in 14 years.
Damn. It's the fire thing where they put like the rag in it.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. That's crazy.
I know.
Wow.
Just just a guy
you
that
never
was
know.
On Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah.
Yep. And
so
Riverdale.
Crazy.
Okay. All right. So for my little treat, I have decided to do a madlib episode for Hometown Horrors.
Oh, yay! I love it.
So I'm going to read you the madlib one first.
Okay.
Answers were submitted by listeners and Amy, combination of Amy and listeners. The first one is titled Guy Dressed as Joker. And I'm going to read you the madlib and then I'm going to read you the real story.
Okay.
All right. In March, 31-year-old El Jefe dressed up as a pizza rat and wandered around Winchester, Virginia, a clever town outside of Washington, D.C., while police say carrying a big ceiling fan. This kind of distressed locals, who perhaps felt threatened by the local emergency dispatch center, received multiple calls about the cosplayer. Police glided him, not for the ceiling fan, but for wearing a mask to conceal his identity, which is apparently illegal in Virginia. El Jefe's lawyer claims that
I just learned that that's illegal here too.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh, good to know, though. Okay. Yeah. Don't wear masks in California or Virginia.
To hide your identity.
El Jefe's lawyer claimed that he actually wasn't carrying a ceiling fan, that he was merely digging it around town, minding his own business. So,
sounds about right.
the actual story is in March,
Okay.
31-year-old Jeremy Putman dressed up as the Joker, to be specific, the Heath Ledger interpretation Joker, and wandered around Winchester, Virginia, a sleepy town outside of Washington, D.C., while police say carrying a big sword. This kind of distressed locals who perhaps felt
Yeah.
threatened by the local emergency dispatch center
A little
received
bit.
multiple calls about the cosplayer. Police arrested him not for the sword, but for wearing a mask to conceal his identity, which is apparently illegal in Virginia. Putman's lawyer claims that he actually wasn't carrying a sword and that he was merely walking around town minding his own business.
Then where did the sword come from?
Yeah, right? Like, who do we just dream that up? He's just walking around
We
minding
don't
his
just
own
make
business.
that up.
Is it like Dick Van Dyking a sword
What?
and like twirling it around like it's a cane? Like people think it's a sword. You don't confuse the two.
Van Dyking the sword.
Dick Van Dyke, not Vic Van Dyke. Vic Van Dyke.
Oh my gosh.
I know that was true crimey, but I
You're allowed
actually
to do
was
true
going to
crime.
share that whenever you were out for those couple weeks, and then I just didn't. So
You're allowed to do whatever you want. This is your podcast too.
oh, it is.
You know.
Thanks.
Okay. So I have a theme this week, and if you haven't figured it out by now, it's celebrities. So crimes that celebrities have committed. But before
I
I
love that.
tell you, so before I tell you more, I'm going to tell you more. Does that make sense? I've learned since I've done these stories, and they're just little blurbs. So I'm going to tell you real quick. So, did you know that Tim Allen was a cocaine king?
Yes.
He dealt cocaine. You did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got cleaned up, and that's now he's Tim the Toolman Taylor. He got clean with that, and
yes. Well, so I listened. I wasn't purposely like looking for a podcast about this, but I was listening to a podcast and they did a story on him, how in college that's what he did. He dealt cocaine and did cocaine.
Yeah, he had a big problem.
He ended up turning on all of his people that he knows, like his drug dealer and their drug dealer and their drug dealer, and it's like this big thing. And he turned them all in, and so he only got 5 years in prison because of it, instead of life in prison, because at the time it was, I think, Reagan declared war on drugs, and so in the town in the state that he was living in, you got life in prison for drug dealing.
Huh.
So he only got 5 years instead of life in prison.
I didn't know all of that. I knew he had a cocaine problem. I knew he like dabbled in it. I knew he had an addiction problem and went to prison for it, but I didn't know all that. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. He needs to watch his back.
I know. He's a snitch. Yeah.
Oh, man. I love Tim Allen.
But he changed his name. Tim Allen isn't his legal name. Well, I think it's his legal name.
Yeah.
But it wasn't his birth name. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard that too.
And then the other one was Kendrick Lamar and Drake. They're having like this rap battle. Have you heard about it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I didn't look a whole lot into it, but this is what I know. They're doing this rap battle and like dissing on each other, and like Kendrick Lamar has like called Drake a pedophile and stuff like that, and it's just real cringy. But Kendrick Lamar, according to the news, because this was on the news, I think on Friday, according to the news, Kendrick Lamar had a photo, or on his album cover was Drake's house in Canada, like the photo of his house on his album cover. And then like the day it was released, or the day after it was released, one of his security guards died by a drive-by at Drake's house.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
they don't know why,
sus.
but yeah, they don't know who did it. I mean, as of the news on Friday, but so those were my two little blurbs that I just wanted to share real quick. So, following the assassination of his older brothers, John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy, all the aspirations of the Kennedy family's dynasty in American politics came to rest on the shoulders of the youngest sibling, Ted Kennedy. Everything changed, however, on the night of July 18th, 1969, when a car that the Massachusetts senator was driving accidentally veered off the Dyke Bridge on a small island of Chappaquiddick near Martha's Vineyard, flipped over and landed upside down in a pond. Kennedy was able to free himself from the vehicle. 28-year-old passenger Mary Jo Chopichin did not, and she drowned. What happened next was a subject of subject of much speculation. An entire movie, 2017 Chappaquiddick, was devoted to the incident. After Kennedy returned to his hotel, not notifying authorities of the accident until 9 hours later, according to History, the TV channel History. According to History, because of the delay in reporting the incident, police were unable to determine whether Kennedy was intoxicated while being behind the wheel. As a result, he never faced any manslaughter charges. Ultimately, Kennedy pled guilty to a single charge of leaving the scene of an accident. He received 2 months suspended sentence and was temporarily prohibited from driving. He denied there was any impropriety with Mary Jo, the passenger, yet the scandal followed him for the rest of his life. I bet he was drunk.
Yeah, I was about to say, for that time period and everything. That's crazy. Wowzers.
Yep. Wowzers.
Scandalous.
Very.
All right.
I was looking up a picture of him to see what he looked like.
Handsome.
He looks like a really wrinkly old man.
Oh, not handsome.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. So
if you can hear noise like children, it's because my nieces and nephews are like going crazy out back, and my window is like right there. Sorry.
It's good. It's good. I can hear them a little bit, but it's not bad. It adds a little element to the scary podcast screaming.
Yeah.
Amy's in a horror house. That's true. For hometown horrors. Is literally at her house.
10 hours.
10 hours. Okay, so the Devil's Toy Box in Louisiana. According to a story by thoughtcatalog.com, a Halloween attraction in northern Louisiana was closed after people went crazy in an adaptable room or shed. Its walls lined with lotion near the end of the attraction. Reportedly, the room is all that remains of the attraction. Those who dare to venture inside will have their shopping bags slammed by the devil, which is what the legend says. It's a short legend. So the actual legend goes, a Halloween attraction in northern Louisiana was closed after people went crazy in a cube-shaped room or shed, its walls lined with mirrors near the end of the attraction. Reportedly, the room is all that remains of the attraction, and those who dare to venture inside will have their souls stolen by the devil.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it's there anymore. I want to say I saw another thing saying that the Devil's Toy Box wasn't there anymore, but there might be part of it there. There might be like a part of it there, but it's like a shed just somewhere in Louisiana.
I don't like it.
You know, you don't have to.
It makes me think of those, the haunted houses and carnivals.
Mm-hmm. The lotion thing worked.
It did.
It made me think of that guy. He puts the lotion on its skin.
It does. Gucci Mane. Do you know who he is?
Nope.
I didn't know who he was either. Get off from me.
Is it poop?
He's a rapper. No, it was a piece of hair, but then it also had like a cat fur ball attached to it. And it was not bothering me, but then all of a sudden I was like getting claustrophobic with it on my hand.
I don't like you anymore.
So, Gucci Mane is one of the rap world's hottest stars. He's a rap artist. So, the rapper, whose real name is Radic Davis, had reportedly dropped by the apartment of a female friend when several armed men burst in. A scuffle ensued and shots were fired, leading the gunmen to retreat. One of those men was Henry Lee Clark III. He was found dead several days later, and Gucci was charged with second-degree murder. Gucci confirmed that he shot at the men, but insisted he had acted out of self-defense. When the eyewitnesses came forward to support his claims, however, the prosecution's murder case was weak. There wasn't enough evidence to meet the elements of murder, said the rapper's attorney. Denise Schraub from MTV News noted that the eyewitness confirmed the men broke into the apartment with ill intent. It was either going to be a robbery, an aggravated assault, or murder. Gucci had a right to defend himself, and as a result, all the charges were dropped.
Oh,
so
okay.
Gucci killed somebody.
Dang. But, you know, on the other hand, like, he was within his rights.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
But still, like, whew.
Yeah, that's crazy to think.
Can you imagine taking someone's life?
No, but, you know, don't go rob people's houses.
Don't do that.
Not smart to do. All right, let's see.
Oof.
All right, my next one is called The Infield Monster. In 1973, a man in Chattahoochee told reports that he saw a weird little creature riding in his yard. A resident stated that it had 3 legs on it, a short body, 2 little short arms, and 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights.
Oh.
The police later found candy on the fan and footprints that looked like a camel, but with 6 toes. If they don't find it,
6?
McDaniel said in the newspaper, they will find more than one and they won't be from this planet. I can tell you that. To this day, no explanation has ever been found. All right.
No.
So here is the actual story. In 1973, a man in Enfield, Illinois, told reporters that he saw a weird little creature lurking in his yard. Resident Henry McDaniel stated that it had 3 legs on it, a short body, 2 little short arms, and 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights. So that part was all true, which is kind of weird. The police later found scratches.
Wait.
This is the actual story. It's the same. That part's the same.
But the flashlights part wasn't part of it?
The eyes were as big as flashlights.
The flashlight part was real.
Yeah. Yeah. Big old eyes.
You got me there.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, I'm going to keep that because that would be fun. All right.
That's good.
The police later found scratches on the door screen and footprints that looked like a dog's but with 6 toes. If they do find it, McDaniel said in the newspaper, they will find more than one and they won't be from this planet. I can tell you that. To this day, no explanations have ever been found about it.
Whoa.
See?
Listen back on the recording and you can hear disembodied screaming from children. Could this be Amy's nieces and nephews having a Nerf gun battle in her backyard? Here it is again. Slow down. You can hear it. And again.
So I think that was from the Esquire.
Creepy.
And I think the Esquire is one that like stretches news about like alien reports and stuff. So I don't know how true that is, but you know, it's on the internet.
You're supposed to take what they say with a grain of salt.
Yeah. But at the same time, what if they're the ones that are reporting all the honest, true stuff?
All right. Okay. Are you ready for my last one?
Yes.
Okay. Aaron Hernandez. Do you know him?
Nope.
It's a pretty generic name, but He was an NFL football player. He had a number of run-ins with the law throughout his life, beginning just a few months after he arrived in Florida as a pre-freshman. By his own admission, Aaron became jumpy in nightclubs and had a history of taking offense at minor situations. He had a history of, I just said that. He also said that he believed people were trying to physically challenge him and were looking to fight him. So, dude he gets mad at the littlest things. As a Patriot, the NFL football team, he was a Patriot. Aaron hired two of his friends from Bristol, both with criminal backgrounds, as his assistants. One of them, Alexander Bradley, was his drug dealer. His duties also consist of calming Aaron down during fits of rage and paranoia and obtaining weapons for him. Aaron had a second apartment that he kept a secret from his fiancée, Cheyenne Jenkins. It was used to store drugs and weapons. He would often go there to chain smoke marijuana as well. On April 28th, 2007, according to a police report in Gainesville, Florida, at just 17 years old, Aaron consumed 2 alcoholic drinks in a restaurant with Tim Tebow, refused to pay the bill, and was escorted out of the restaurant by an employee. As the manager walked away, Aaron sucker punched him on the side of the head, rupturing the employee's eardrum. The police responded at 1:17 a.m., and Aaron called Coach Urban Meyer, and Meyer called Huntley Johnson, who is the team's unofficial defense lawyer. The victim later told police that he had been contacted by lawyers and the team, and that a settlement was being worked out, something that the team has denied. The police department recommended charging Hernandez with felony battery, but the incident was settled out of court. On September 30th, 2007, someone approached a car containing Randall Carson, Justin Glass, and Corey Smith on foot and fired 5 shots while they were waiting at the Gainesville traffic light after leaving a nightclub. Smith was shot in the back of the head, and Glass was shot in the arm. Both men survived. Carson, a backseat passenger, was unharmed and told police that the shooter was Hawaiian or Hispanic male with a large build, weighing about 230 pounds, and had many tattoos. And when he picked out a photo of the suspect in a lineup, he picked out Aaron Hernandez's photo.
Damn.
The police told Coach Meyer's personal assistant that they wanted to see Aaron and his teammates immediately. Detectives kept pushing coaches to bring the players to the station, but they didn't do it until 4 hours later. In the interim, the players spoke with Johnson, the attorney who often represented the players. The other players corroborated with police, but Aaron invoked his right to counsel and refused to talk with police. When police walked into the room to speak to Aaron, the last of the players to be interviewed, they found him with his head down on the table, sleeping. A posture they said was unusual for someone in the middle of a shooting investigation, but no charges were filed at the time. Aaron was investigated in connection with a double homicide that took place in July 16, 2012, near Pure Lounge in Boston South End. Daniel George Correa de Abreu, he was 29 years old, and Safaro Furtado, 28, were killed by gunshot fired into their vehicle. Witnesses testified that Aaron Hernandez's silver SUV pulled up next to the victims, and someone from the car yelled racial slurs towards the victims. Someone from the car then fired 5 shots, killing the 2 immigrants. Police immediately identified Aaron, who was then playing for the Patriots, in the club's security camera footage, but thought it was a coincidence that Aaron happened to be at the club that evening. But on May 15, 2014, Hernandez was indicted on murder charges for the killing of de Abreu and Furtado, with additional charges of armed assault and attempted murder associated with shots fired at the surviving victims in the vehicle. The trial began March 1st, 2017. The prosecution case was strongly based on the testimony by Bradley, a known drug dealer who had been feuding with Aaron, aka his little assistant, since he allegedly shot him in the face and left him to die. So Aaron and Bradley each claimed that the other person pulled the trigger. So Aaron was like, Bradley did it. And Bradley's like, no, Aaron did it. But the prosecution was relying on Bradley's testimony because Aaron shot Bradley in the face and left him to die. And so he was like, hey, I'll tell you whatever you want me to tell you, because guess what? This guy shot me and left me to die, even though I'm his drug dealer. So Jose Baez, Aaron's attorney, argued that the proposed motive was implausible and Aaron was a suspect of the convenience too close to two unsolved murders. Bradley alleged that Aaron was mad after the victim spilled a drink on him at a nightclub several hours before the shooting and killed them in retaliation. Security camera footage confirmed that Aaron was in the club for less than 10 minutes. Around that time, he calmly posed for a photo with a fan and left by himself, contradicting Bradley's testimony. He departed with Aaron. On April 14, 2017, Aaron was acquitted of the murders and most of the other charges, but was found guilty of illegal possession of a handgun. So, we're going to back up some. In February 2013, Aaron, Bradley, and several others visited a Florida strip club where they rang up a $10,000 bill. Jesus. Aaron began to worry about the two men across it. I know. Aaron was he started to worry about these two men that were sitting across from them, thinking that they were Boston police officers in civilian clothes. Bradley later recalled telling Aaron that they were probably tracking the pair as part of the investigation into the double murder outside the curb, because that happened earlier in 2012. Well, Aaron and Bradley had a troubled relationship at that point. Bradley claimed that on February 13th, 2013, during the same trip, he woke up in a car with Aaron pointing a gun at his face. Like I said, the next morning, police found Bradley lying in the parking lot and bleeding from a bullet hole between his eyes. Bradley survived, but he lost his right eye. He did not cooperate with the police, but instead sought revenge. The pair would trade more than 500 text messages in the next 3 months, which included death threats and attempts of extortion. Bradley told Aaron that he had semi-automatic weapons, bulletproof vests, and a crew ran 6 deep. Aaron's agent tried, unsuccessfully, to settle the matter quietly. Bradley demanded $5 million to keep his silence. Aaron was like, nah, how about $1.5 million? Bradley then asked for $2.5 million. Aaron didn't respond, but instead went to go get a lawyer. On June 13, 2013, Bradley filed a civil lawsuit for damages against Aaron in a Florida federal court. He withdrew the suit 4 days later, giving the two a chance to work out a settlement without the media knowing about it. September 3rd, 2013, Aaron's lawyer filed a postponement request in federal courts until his murder charges were resolved. In February 2016, Aaron reached a settlement with Bradley over the lawsuit, and the settlement was never disclosed. So, June 18, 2013. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but it's kind of hard to, this man is a mess.
Yeah, no kidding.
June 18, 2013, police searched Aaron's home in connection with the investigation into the shooting death of a friend, Odin Lloyd, whose body was found with multiple gunshot wounds to the back and chest in an industrial park about a mile from Hernandez's house. The following day, Aaron assured Patriots head coach Bill, whatever his last name is, and owner Robert Kraft, from Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, I bet, that he had nothing to do with the shooting. Despite this, Aaron was barred from playing. The team also decided a week before his eventual arrest to sever all ties with Aaron if he was arrested on any other charges related to the case. June 16, 2013, Aaron was charged with first-degree murder in addition to 5 gun-related charges. The Patriots released Aaron from the team about 90 minutes later before being officially informed of the charges against him. 2 other men were also arrested in connection to Odin Lloyd's death. August 22nd, 2013, Aaron was indicted by grand jury for the murder of Lloyd. He pled not guilty on September 6th, and on April 15th, 2015, he was found guilty of the murder in the first degree, a charge that the Massachusetts automatically carries a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. He also was found guilty of 5 firearm charges. A motive of the murder was never detectively established. Police investigated the possibility that Lloyd may have learned of Aaron's bisexuality and that Aaron was worried that Lloyd might out him to others, which is not a reason to kill somebody.
Nope,
but
not at all.
On May 11th, 2015, Aaron was indicted for witness intimidation in relation to the What's that?
That was yesterday, May 11th.
Yeah. May 11th, 2015, Aaron was indicted for witness intimidation in relation to the Bradley shooting. Since Bradley was reportedly a witness to the 2012 Boston double homicide, the intimidation charge for Aaron carried a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. This charge was included in Aaron's trial for the double homicide, which began March 1st, 2017. During the trial, it was revealed that Bradley texted his lawyer about the shooting in a deleted text message, which read, "Now you know once I withdraw the lawsuit, I won't be held on perjury after I tell the truth about me not recalling anything about you, about who shot me." Aaron was later acquitted for the charges of the witness intimidation by the jury on April 14th, 2017. I'm sorry, this is so long, but I really liked it.
You're good.
They also acquitted him of all other charges in the murder of D. Abreu and Furtado, except for finding him guilty on 1 count of illegal possession of firearms. So far, dude is getting off with all these murders.
Yeah.
On June 19th, 2017, at 3:05 a.m., 5 days after Aaron was acquitted of the 2012 Boston double homicide of Daniel Abreu and Furtado, correction officers found him hanging with bed sheets from the window in his cell at the correctional center in Lancaster, Massachusetts. He had killed himself. State Department of Corrections spokesman Christopher Fallon first said that no suicide note was found in the initial search for the 2-person cell, which Aaron occupied alone. On April 20th, 2017, investigators reported that 3 handwritten notes were next to a Bible open to John 3:16, and that quote-unquote John 3:16 was written on his forehead in red ink. Shampoo was covering the floor, cardboard was wedged under the cell door to make it difficult for someone to enter, and there were drawings in blood on the walls showing an unfinished pyramid and the all-seeing eye of God with the words Illuminati written in capital letters underneath it.
Oh,
the drawings
shit!
were
Oh, shit!
The drawings were reference to the nation. Drawings were reference to the Nation of God and Earth, a black supremacist movement. Hernandez learned about the Nation of Gods and Earths, a movement influenced by Islam, through hip-hop culture while in prison. He also expressed an interest in Christianity, telling fellow prisoners that all we have is Christ inside of us. During his autopsy, it was learned that he had the most traumatic brain injury, which is playing football.
Right.
I forgot what the name of it is. It was the most traumatic brain injury ever seen in someone his age.
Wow.
And that is Aaron Hernandez.
That was crazy. That was long for a hometown horror, but that was totally worth it.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That was awesome.
I think what happened, he definitely suffered from brain injury, maybe a little schizophrenia, absolutely, or something similar, paranoia, something like that. But I think that he knew about the Illuminati and they were telling him to kill all these people. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Can you please do a story on the Illuminati? Or are you scared you're gonna get killed?
I need to. so bad.
I really want to, because I see like interviews all the time, especially like Jim Carrey. I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want it to like be a spoiler, but I see stuff about Jim Carrey with it, and like, yeah. Anyway, if you know, you know. Oh man, that was way out of hand. That got so out of hand. Oh my god.
I
It
know.
just like escalated so quickly. That guy just like one after another. Crap. Especially, you know, though, especially since
There's
he got
a whole
off for all
documentary
those
about
murder
it.
charges. Really? Where?
I know. I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you know what? I think I have seen that advertised. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My last one. Okay.
Okay.
My next one is from BuzzFeed. And the first.
Going back over the recording, we hear what sounds like a disembodied voice saying, "Die." Here it is again, slowed down. Could this be the very spirits of the Illuminati reaching out from beyond?
The madlib of it says, when I was in 5th grade, I was playing with a sticky note in my room. My mom called me down for dinner. I had punched the sticky note and placed it down directly behind me. When I stood up to go downstairs, I felt something hit me on the wrist with force. So I turned around to see my sticky note not on the ground anymore, but hiking up and down my cheek until it eventually rolled back onto the floor. Needless to say, I ran downstairs in hysterics, trying to tell my mom what had happened.
Nah.
So
no,
that's that one. Here's the actual story. When I was in 5th grade, I know mine are so short. When I was in 5th grade, I was playing with silly putty in my room. My mom called me down for dinner. I had molded the putty into a ball and placed it down directly behind me. When I stood up to go downstairs, I felt something hit me in the back of my head with a force. So I turned around to see my silly putty ball not on the ground anymore, but bouncing up and down on my windowsill until it eventually rolled back onto the floor. Needless to say, I ran downstairs in hysterics trying to tell my mom what had happened. F that. Nope. Balls are creepy. Especially silly putty balls. That's not supposed to bounce. Those are not bouncy. Nope.
I don't like that. Thank you. Hate it. Don't like it.
Yep. Nope.
No, thank you. Balls are not supposed to bounce like that.
Nope.
Okay.
It's creepy. Don't do that, ghosts.
Yeah.
Do you have a neighborhood story for me?
No, thank you. Yes. Okay. So it's a next door, and it has a picture of 2 dogs. One is like an adult dog, and one is a puppy. And what's really cute is someone like blacked out their eyes, so you cannot identify the puppies or the dog. You know,
that's precious. In case anybody wanted to like do like sex trafficking with the dogs.
Yes, exactly.
Petophilia.
But it says.
Oh wait, that's bestiality. There's already a name for that. It's not funny, but still.
The fact that I didn't think about that is I don't know. I think I like yours more.
Pedophilia.
Okay, so it says okay, so this is on next door. It says if this is your dog, congratulations. You have 7 grandchildren. Your dog impregnated my dog. That being said, if anyone would like to give a sweet puppy a home, please message me. They are free. They're used to going potty outside. I have males and females. # free puppies.
Oh, free puppies. But also I just called your ass out. But free puppies. Aww.
Free puppies.
Aww.
Yeah. How fun.
I love that. That is adorable. I just love that they blacked out the eyes on it. That's hilarious.
I think It's so cute. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with us this last hour or so.
Sorry
everybody.
if the episode's a little rocky. Our connection is very jumpy.
Horrid.
This is probably the worst it's been in a long time.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. So, I think there's a lot of people on the internet at my house.
Send in your cat's meows for our send-off message, please. We are still taking them. We've been putting them out as we get them. So make sure you send in your cat's meow. It can be audio, video, whatever, and we will give them a little shout out and where they're from if you want, whatever. Just send them in to wwtnpodcast@gmail.com or through Facebook Messenger or to my number. And it
Messenger.
is 850-555-5555.
Oh, I'm going to call it right now.
Okay.
Ding, ding. Oh, weird. She's not answering. Huh. So have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors? Bree and Amy out.
Bree and Amy out.
So terrible.
Say hi to your cats for us.
And that was Kona from Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Don't get that.